child's pose today. So I invite you to have a blanket, maybe that you stretch across your mat, and then placing your knees wide and bring your big toes together and shifting the hips back towards the heels and stretching the arms out above the head. If the knees are not happy with this, you can pull forward and come bend your elbows so that you can have less of a deep bend in the knees. So finding what version of child pose works for you. And we're going to sink into this for several breaths here. So as you're sinking into child's pose and letting your body adjust to this shape, I'd like you to tune into the bowing nature of this shape of your body. That you're bowing to something, to gratitude, in gratitude for what comes to mind to you. What are you grateful for in this moment? And really dig down to the simplest little things. And deepening your breath here and feeling the breath nourishing the cells of your body. This morning when the alarm went off, I didn't want to get up, and neither did David, and we just snuggled for a long time, and I just felt so much gratitude for having this partner that is warm and snuggly on these cold mornings. That's one of my gratitudes. Feel grateful for this body and this breath, for clothing that keeps me warm. 2 more deep breaths here, sinking in. Gratitude. Gratitude. Nice. And with your next inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees and bringing the knees in alignment back underneath, or just underneath, not back underneath. We haven't done this yet. Underneath the hips. And take an inhale here, spreading the fingers really wide. And exhale, round the spine, gazing towards the belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lifting. Continuing with your breath, feeling into the fluidity of your spine. One more breath here. And then curling the toes under and pressing back to a down dog, bending one knee deeply and then the other. Gratitude for all the sensation you might be feeling in your body as we're beginning our practice today. You might notice places that are sore from other exercise, places that are tight, places that are so happy to receive a stretch. Lovely. And then bringing the body to stillness, dropping the heels down, melting the heart, and maybe even gazing down at the mat, putting a little more arch in the upper back. With your next inhale, lift your heels up as high as they'll go off the mat. Exhale, drop them back down. Again, inhale, lifting the heels. Exhale down. One more time, inhale, lift heels. Exhale down. Inhale, pulling forward to a plank pose. And we're gonna drop the right knee and then pivot up into a version of side plank, little balancing here, opening the arm back behind you. Feel that heart radiating out. And from here, begin to circle the left arm in the biggest circles you can find. Going back the other way, feeling gratitude just radiating out from your heart. What do your eyes land on? What does the movement feel like? And then reaching the arm long by the ear above the head, really arching into the side body, stretching long through the whole left side. And if you'd like a little extra challenge here, last couple breaths, you can lift that left leg up. More of a balance challenge here. And then releasing down, making your way back to a down dog. Walking out your dog. And then coming to hands and knees again. And we're going to move the head and the hips in the same direction. So the ribs are going to go opposite. So both head and hips coming over to the left. And then arching up, centering the body into a cat pose. And then head and hips to the right. And then melting the belly down to cow. So moving around in this sort of circle. Head and hips. Making identical circles, parallel. And if this doesn't quite make sense, just move your head and your hips around in ways that feel good. If you've got this circle going, go back the other way. Feeling into all the little places this touches. Wonderful. And then we're going to sink back again to our child's pose. Softening here, bowing. What is something that is going well in this moment? Can you focus on that? Two more breaths here and really feel yourself breathing into the kidneys, the soft space on your back in between your ribs and your pelvis. Really breathing into the kidney area. Nice. Inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees again. And I'm going to turn around so I can stay facing you for our side plank. You're welcome to if you'd like as well. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more time. And curl the toes under, pressing back to to a down dog, pedaling the feet. Shifting the hips, tuning into sensation. And then bringing the feet to stillness, melting your heart, looking down towards the mat, getting a nice deeper stretch in the upper back. With your next inhale, lift your heels up as high as they'll go. Exhale, drop them back down. Again, inhale, lift heels, stretching through the soles of the feet. Exhale, back down. One more time. Lovely. And then inhale, pulling forward to a plank pose. We're going to drop the left knee down, pivot the right foot, and reaching the right arm up, dropping the arm back behind you. Feel that. Pushing your heart forward. Maybe try smiling. See how that feels. This expression of expansion. You can inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to circle the right arm in the biggest circles you can find. Imagining reaching out to all the points of contact in your whole life that are so supportive, so awesome. Going back the other way, reversing direction. People, natural world, animals, all the elements, space, air, fire, water, earth. Beautiful. And then reaching the arm long by the ear, stretching out above your head. And feel your body arc into the right side body. Oh, such awesome expansion here. And if you would like, you can try lifting that right leg up off the floor, balancing here. Keep your smile, exploration. One more inhale and exhale, bringing everything down, making your way back to a down dog. Walking out your dog. And then coming forward to hands and knees again, and we're going to do the moving around in a circle, so moving head and hips to the left, and then rounding up, cat pose, head and hips right, and melting the belly into cow. So moving around again, circles. Keeping the breath flowing. Feeling the integration through the body, going back the other way, reversing the direction. Notice all the little adjustments your body's making as you move. How incredible is that? Like, whoa. Pretty awesome. Gratitude for it all. And then melting back into child's pose again. Bowing in gratitude. Again, breathing into the kidneys, back body, puffing up. And then walking your hands over to the right side, keeping the head between the arms and getting a nice stretch again through the whole left side body. Sinking back through the left hip. And with your next inhale, bringing your hands back to center. And as you exhale, walk your hands off left side of the mat, sinking back through the right hip, expansion through the whole right side body. In this colder time of year we're moving into, we can have a lot of contraction in the body because we're cold. And especially stretching through the side bodies can be so helpful. And walking your hands back to center, we're going to pull forward with the elbows on the floor underneath the shoulders. Often that means moving them in towards each other a little bit. And we're going to interlace the hands and tuck the bottom pinky in so both pinkies are in touch with the floor. From here, we're going to curl the toes under and press back into a dolphin pose, which is like a down dog, but on your forearms. So feeling this deeper shoulder stretch, noticing what's showing up here in the mind. How can you focus on something that is working in this moment? Yay, you're in a dolphin pose. And you're welcome to stay here and breathe. See if you can hold this. If you'd like to go further, we're going to do 4 dolphin push-ups. So we're going to pull forward. Nose goes past the hands. And exhale, back up. Inhale, pulling forward. Exhale up. 2 more. Awesome. Coming down, drop the knees, release the arms, child's pose again. And you might bring your arms back and hold on to the soles of your feet here. Knees in towards each other instead of wide. And see if you can really feel the compression that's happening if you are able to sink back towards your heels, specifically in those hip creases. The low belly, the upper thighs. This is very grounding, helpful for digestion, elimination. Nice. With your next inhale, we're going to sit up on the heels, and you're welcome to be, to have a blanket underneath your thighs here if that space feels better for you. And then reaching back behind you, and if that is challenging, you can put a blanket or a block, you can lift up where your hands are hitting. And then we're going to lift up our hips. So we're going to open again through the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift the hips. Gaze up, opening through the heart. One more inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to sit down and then come forward to hands and knees. We're going to move into that side plank position again, but not from full plank, just stretching the right leg back behind you, lifting the right arm up. And you're welcome to stay here if this feels like enough challenge for you, and balance here. If you'd like to go further, we're going to rotate the bottom leg so the foot is pointing back, so this provides a little more stability. Bringing the arm in alignment with the ear, pressing the hips forward, nice elongation here. Take an inhale again, and then as you exhale, we're going to bring the elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale out, see if you can float that right leg. Exhale in. Elbow and knee together. Inhale out. Exhale in. We'll do 2 more. 5 in total. Yeah! Awesome. And then we're going to come back around into that sitting on the heels. And I'm gonna rotate it around so that I can stay facing you again. Placing the hands back behind you, fingertips towards the body. Inhale, lifting the hips up, opening the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades together, gaze up, deep breaths. One more. And then sitting down, and then we're gonna come forward, hands and knees, stretching left leg out, rotating, lifting the left arm up, opening it back behind you, stretching here. So again, you're welcome to just stay here and breathe if that stillness and little bit of balance challenge feels like a good option for you today. If you'd like to go further, you can rotate that right foot back behind you. And then we're gonna bring the left arm by the ear, pressing the hips forward. Feel that really nice stretch through the whole left side body. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale out, floating that left leg if that's available. Exhale. Inhale out. Exhale in. 2 more. See if you can smile while you're doing this. Expanding and contracting. And expanding out again, and then releasing down. Coming back to hands and knees here, and sinking back to a child's pose. And as you melt in this honoring pose again, what can you be grateful for in this moment? Maybe it's just that that challenging part is over. Oh. Breathing here. With your next inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees again. And curl the toes under, press back to a down dog. And with your next inhale, lifting the right leg towards the sky. And exhale, we're gonna bring that leg through for a pigeon pose. Now, if pigeon like this doesn't work for you, I'll show you an option in just a moment. If you're in this pose, we're gonna slide the left leg back and come to where the hips are balanced. So we're not going to roll over onto that right hip and hang out there. We're gonna really keep the hips square to the top of your mat, and you'll get a deeper stretch through the hip there. So you can hang out here for a second. If this doesn't work for you, you're welcome to come onto your back with a figure 4 stretch. So that right leg crossing, right ankle crossing left knee, and you can stretch here, flexing that right foot. So if you're in the full pigeon pose, we're gonna come up onto our finger pads and inhale, filling the heart with breath, with gratitude, with noticing what is working. And exhale, folding forward, melting the heart, keeping the spine long, and then resting. So your head might not reach the floor. You can build a little pillow with your forearms if you'd like. And we're just gonna hang out here for a little while. If you're on your back, you can just relax your jaw. Everybody relax your jaw. And breathe into the figure 4 stretch. As you're softening here, some things you can tune into are the tensions that we hold in our hips are often emotional, and things that we clench around So noticing as we're in this place of tuning into gratitude, how this release can create more space for that gratitude, for the letting go. Gratitude for the opportunity to let go, perhaps, too. So this is more of a yin pose, meaning we're going to hold it a little longer so that the stretch sinks down through the tissue layers, goes deeper into the body. Noticing what arises in the mind here. You're like, when can we get out of this pose? What's the mind saying? Is there complaining? Is there enjoyment? Noticing what shows up. 2 more breaths here like this. And then walking your hands back up if you're in this pigeon pose, and we're going to bring the left hand out off the mat to the left side, bending the left foot and reaching back with the right hand and inviting that foot in towards the body. Nice stretch through the front of the hip here. If you're on your back, you can let that right foot drop to the left side of the body and then press into the inside of the right knee, opening up the front of the right hip. We're just going to do the opposite. And then releasing here, hands to the front of the mat, curling the left toes under and pressing back to a down dog. And walking out your dog, noticing the difference in the sides of the body and the hips, perhaps. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale, lifting left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring it through, pigeon on this side. And if you need to be on your back, set yourself up on the other side, figure 4 stretch. So if you're doing your pigeon, sliding that right leg back, finding a balanced place with the hips so we're not resting over on the left hip. It might be lifted up a little bit. You might fold up a blanket and put it underneath that hip. So noticing, there might be different sensation on this side, and just sinking in to whatever that sensation is in this moment. And then inhale, filling the heart with breath, with gratitude, leading with your heart, keeping the spine reaching long, melting forward in gratitude, coming forward as far as feels good to you, supporting your head, and melting into stillness. Becoming an observer of the breath, the body, the mind. Noticing what shows up here. It might even be some emotions arising. Feel them, invite them to flow through, to pass through your being. Softening your jaw, relaxing the body with each exhale deeper into this pose. What can you be grateful for in this moment? As you soften a little more, you might be able to deepen your fold. Keep the breath flowing long and deep. Two more breaths here. Stay with it. And then coming back up. Walking the right hand off the right side of the mat. Bending the left leg and reaching back for that foot. If you can't reach all the way, you can also just reach toward. That works too. Getting a nice stretch through that right hip flexor area. Yay! And if you're on your back, you can drop that left foot over to the right side. Press into the inside of the left knee. One more inhale and exhale, releasing. Hands to the top of the mat. Curl the right toes under, press back. Down dog, walking out your dog. Woo! New openness, new connectivity, new integration into your being. Looking up past your hands, little baby step by little baby step. Walk your feet up to your hands and hang in a forward fold. Soft knees, shake your head, yes, 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 and no, no, no. And then sinking down with your hips, coming to a squat as far as you can go, whatever that is for you. And then from here, we're gonna come down onto our backs. You can move your blanket out of the way. And hugging your knees into your chest. Rocking a little side to side here. Then placing your hands palms down underneath your hips. So we're patting the sacrum, extending the legs up to the sky, flexing the feet back towards the body. Feel your core engage. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to ride a huge bicycle. So in slow motion, pushing the feet up to the sky. And then down almost to the mat. Pressing the low back into the floor. Nice, strong core here. Riding forward into your day with gratitude. And then we're going to reverse the direction. So go back the other way with the legs, reaching out along the mat, and then coming up. And imagine pedaling backwards into your past. Gratitude for all that has happened that has led you to this point in your life. And then reaching both legs up to the sky. Take a deep inhale, flexing the feet. And as you exhale, open the legs wide, stretching out through the heels. Feel your core. And then bending the knees, bringing the knees in, releasing the hands, hugging the knees into the chest. Let the knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for happy baby pose. Rocking a little side to side here. If there's any final poses you would like to find, feel free to do them. Otherwise, coming to Shavasana, stretching out long on your back. Setting yourself up well, perhaps a blanket under your head or your knees, softening as you melt into the floor. So much support beneath you. And let's take 2 letting go breaths, softening into gratitude. Grateful for this gift of this day, this life that gets to continue. We have no guarantees. What a blessing, what a blessing. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. And coming to breathe just through the nose. Gentle breath, everything settling. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. Come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal, gently press your way up to find a seat. And sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words by Andrea Potos to wash over you. This is a poem called Essential Gratitude. Sometimes it just stuns you, like an arrow flung from some angel's wing. Sometimes it hastily scribbles a list in the air. Black coffee, thick new books, your pillow's cool underside, the quirky family you married into. It is content with so little, really. Even the ink of your pen along the watery lines of your dime store notebook could be a swiftly moving prayer. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat. This energy center of gratitude, and take a deep breath of gratitude, sending your blessings and acknowledgement out to every cell in your being. I'm really grateful for all of you. Thanks for joining me for practice. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.